Welcome to our devotion for Friday the 23rd of January. Today's devotion is entitled Limping Towards Grace. And our reading is 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9. We hear the Apostle Paul speaking, and he said, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." Amen. In Genesis chapter 32, we read the story of Jacob and how Jacob wrestled through the night with a mysterious man who would later be revealed as God himself. And at daybreak, the Lord touched Jacob's hip, leaving him with a permanent limp. I've often wondered why this happened. It seemed just such a curious thing. But then if you think about Jacob's story, it's one of a man who spent a lot of his time running. He ran from Esau. Then he ran from Laban. Jacob was a man who ran from conflict. But after his encounter with the Lord that night, running was no longer an option. Did God damage Jacob's hip to hinder his need to run? Had Jacob been running away from God in some way? Had he been running towards him the whole time? Whatever he had been doing, whether consciously or unconsciously, Jacob's walk changed that day, both physically and spiritually. God has a way of highlighting our self-sufficiency and leading us to his all-sufficient grace. He led Jacob to experience it. He led the Apostle Paul to experience it. Our own strength can often be our greatest hindrance because our focus is turned inward, whereas acknowledging our weaknesses leads us to the power of God. As Paul said, "Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of God may rest upon me." Throughout life, we try to cling to our independence for as long as possible because we don't want to be dependent on others. Other people can let us down. They can be undependable. But God's not other people. God's the one who always shows up. He's the one who does what he says he will do. What he wants from us is to trust him and to rely on him completely. Is there something that you're trying to do on your own at the moment? Or are you experiencing a weakness in your life, either physically, mentally, or spiritually? Can I encourage you today to walk or limp into the strength and the power of God, trusting that his grace is sufficient? Amen. May the Lord bless you today.